I received this 3D guitar model on my Discord server, and its topology isn't ideal because it consists of very long faces. Let's start by deleting the modifiers currently in use as they are completely useless. I'm going to remove the thickness to leave just a flat surface. I'm going to select a face on the back, press Shift G to open the Select Similar menu and choose Coplanar to select all flat faces on the same axis. Ctrl numpad plus to expand the selection, and then I delete the unnecessary faces. You can see some pink edges here, that means they have a crease value. To reset it to 0, I select the edges and press Shift E -1, or I can press N to open the sidebar and set the min crease value to 0. I'm going to dissolve all the inner edges to leave only the silhouette. To do this, I select the faces, I press Ctrl X and I choose Limited Dissolve. There are 2 edges left, which is normal because of the hole. These edges only exist to maintain its shape. It's impossible to remove them. You can download my beginner 3D modeling ebook called Mastering Topology and Hard Surface Modeling. It includes tips and tricks to work faster and more efficiently, the most common mistakes beginners make and how to fix them, and many other helpful insights. 13 years of experience gathered in one place. The link is in the description. The vertex density on the circle is much higher than on the guitar's silhouette, so we are going to drastically reduce it. I select the vertices, then in the Select menu, I choose Check or Deselect. This will deselect every other vertices, which is much faster than doing it by hand. We can reduce it even further, so we can repeat the exact same step. I select the edges of the circle, press Shift S and choose Cursor to select it to place the 3 cursor at the center of the circle. I have 19 vertices on my circle, so I'm going to delete one of them, and then use the loop tools to reshape it back into a circle. However, this will slightly shift the hole, so I'm going to use the cursor's position to snap it back to its original spot. Shift S, selection to cursor, keep offset. Now I'm going to start rebuilding a clean topology. I'm going to connect the most obvious vertices. I'm going to delete the vertex in the middle because it's useless. Then select the edges to cleanly recreate the curvature using loop tools with the space option. I'm going to do the same thing on the right side. Delete some vertices and fix the curvature. The idea is to simplify the vertex count as much as possible. The fewer vertices you have, the easier it is to model cleanly. I do the exact same thing on the left. Having equidistant vertices helps achieve a cleaner, more uniform topology. I'm going to keep connecting the vertices. Press I to add an inset to protect the shape integrity. To keep the top corner sharp, I press K to select the knife tool, and then I add 2 edges like this. The closer they are, the sharper the angle will be. Then I select this edge, press Ctrl X and choose Limited Dissolve. I want to add a vertical edge down the center. I select the knife tool with K, and if I hold Shift, my cut will automatically snap to the midpoint of the edge. Then, to draw a perfectly vertical line, I press A to lock the axis. I'm going to slightly rotate the hole to align the vertices. This vertex is too close to the circle, so I press G twice to activate Edge Slide. At the bottom of the guitar, we have some extra edges, so we can remove a few. Right-click and use Loop Tools space to make them equidistant. I do the same thing on the right, and then connect the edges like this. With Ctrl R, I'm going to add 4 edge loops, then connect the vertices using J. Let's connect the vertices at the bottom as well. We have a triangle on the left. To turn it into a quad, we can add an edge loop and press G twice to use Edge Slide. Let's add 2 loops in the center to maintain uniform polygon sizes, then connect the right side, and let's repeat the same steps we saw earlier. We use the space function again to recreate the curvatures. We add a little bit of thickness, then select the sharp edges, press Ctrl B to bevel them, and set the shape profile to 1. You can press A to adjust the bevel thickness. We can even select the vertices at the bottom, right-click and choose Smooth Vertices to reduce surface tension and better regularize the faces across the surface. And here is the before and after comparison. If you learned something today, please subscribe. You can also like and comment, it helps me a lot. Thank you for watching.